Emmanuel and Pastora, in reverential peace, I greet you. We have been living very difficult moments, all the commands are giving everything for everything, to drive out all the negative forces of the planet, all the scorpions, those bugs, the chimera, the spiders, all the forces that kept control, that kept all of humanity in suspense. Everything is already practically cleared, even in terms of major celebrities, major public figures, we are almost cleaning up the landscape. All systems have begun to be implemented in part, our major systems, on a planetary level, we have already installed and connected several of our satellites. Soon you will have news to connect to these great information processing centers, without being subjected to censorship, so that your pages are not shut down, blocked, or censored. It has been strong, very strong my loved ones, and we still continue, yes beloveds. There is a team that is focused on the drug aspect related to the cartels that are still out there. How they have corrupted the youth and humanity with drugs, they have harmed them, turned them into rags. The young people who came with such zeal with the purpose of providing planetary service, are now submerged and addicted to consumption. All those cartels associated with mafias of all kinds, prostitution, human trafficking, child trafficking, organ trafficking at the pharmaceutical level, at the government level. Everything, it is a single network my beloveds, they are all connected, you cut a thread and there are 3 more threads that connect it, that is why it is great works my beloveds. These white-collar thieves who have stolen their salary, we have them in confinement. The big businessmen who have used their poorly paid work, who have exploited them, we have already cleaned up many. Soon we will be implementing the Gesara Nesara project for all the children of the light. It is essential, my beloved ones, that all beings of light heal and cleanse themselves, because this entire project is managed based on frequency and vibration. All beings of light are being monitored, especially all the children of light, those who vibrate at a high frequency are immediately linked to the projects of redemption. Those children who have suffered so much from the onslaughts of negative forces will receive their reward. Beloved, and it's not that these projects are for you to stop working, for you not to work, it's for you to continue providing the service from your posts. Service will be what is handled in the new earth, no more work. We all need to push in the same direction, to turn this planet around. This reality is a really elaborate reality, because we're all in that commitment. We are the co-creators of the new reality, and that is why we always emphasize that you raise your frequency and your vibration, so that you awaken your inner potential and begin to work, to serve the light, for the light, so that you begin to vibrate high, so that the plans of redemption reach humanity, for the funds, the money, all the wealth that the dark forces have seized, must be distributed to the beings of light. My beloved ones, to this humanity that understands, that comprehends this plan. This project has to reach them, to all those who have a good heart and have understood this great plan, project of Father Mother. That is why we always emphasize, as I told you, it is important that you stay in high vibration. Detach yourselves from the devices they call television, they only provide the news of interest to the dark elite, you will never have news of this kind. When our satellites start working, it will be something very different, something wonderful my beloved, we will all be connected. The entire fiduciary system, the entire banking system, is practically in the hands of the light, we have all their transactions monitored, they cannot maneuver or cheat, because they are constrained by the new quantum system. Some institutions still continue as if nothing happened, they are enduring, withstanding the avalanche, the collapse of their systems, they have a containment so that humanity continues to believe in and trust their corrupt bankers. But all of this is coming to an end, beloveds. We have already told everyone to try to have cash at home, times of great delicate situations for the planet are coming. Perhaps for a few moments, in a few days, you may not be able to access your money, which is why we say it is important while we take control. Everything is being prepared for the great moment, for the great disclosure, it is something that I know everyone is waiting for, I know that all beings of light are eager for that moment to arrive. But be calm, that is what we are working on. We are putting the final touches on all the wickedness. We have recovered so much money, so many riches that were held back, they have been recovered. Beloved ones, I also wanted to comment on the planetary situation. I know that the other commanders have told you about it. The energy and electromagnetic situation of the planet is delicate, the force of all the solar flares, the influence of the Nemesis solar system. The planet is entering an orbit where there are many asteroids. Remember that we are in an ascending spiral, and each time we get closer to the position that the planet will occupy, we go through intense situations. We help them. All the commanders are attentive, they will always see some asteroids falling to the planet. But the asteroids that could cause major problems, we have identified, and we are working to ensure they do not harm the planet. We know that any of these asteroids could cause great disturbances, but there we are, my dear ones, do not worry about the asteroids, we are vigilant. What we cannot avoid is the influence of the Nemesis stellar system, because it is inherent to the functioning of the entire cosmos, the system, and it is something that happens cyclically. We are in that moment. We have made quite a bit of progress in this process, my beloveds, in the process of liberation and in the process of ascension. The planet is already practically in a quite elevated frequency. However, humanity, beings must respond to their free will, each one has to work on their own healing, on their own activation. We the commandos cannot do anything because it is something very personal and individual to each one. At a planetary level it is done, because it is something inherent to all humanity and by instructions of all planetary, galactic, cosmic governments and from the Father Mother Adonai himself. It is a project that you already know about, Father Mother, and here we are providing assistance to this planet for its ascension process so that all of Christic humanity can live in the dawn of the new golden age, as the great sons, as the chosen sons of the great Father Mother Adonai, who has prepared everything for the new Christic humanity. Beloved, I say goodbye, Emmanuel and Pastora. I know you missed me and I missed you too. We are always connected from heart to heart, our minds, our hearts are in sync. We will keep you informed. Everyone stay calm, focus on healing yourselves, try to activate yourselves, that is the great task you all must do now, and those who have healed and activated themselves, help others, assist them so that all of humanity, the great part of Christic humanity, can move forward with this dimensional shift. I say goodbye. I am Ashtar Sheran, inverential peace.